Welcome back to the Get Folked Up Podcast, where live music matters, real stories take center stage, and community always comes first. If you believe local music deserves to be heard, you're in the right place. Take a moment to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Every like, comment, and share helps us introduce more people to the talented artists performing right here in our community. So turn up the volume, join the conversation, and get ready to discover your next favorite artist. It's time to get the story, support the music, and celebrate the people who make it all possible. Get the scoop. Get Folked Up. Welcome back to the Get Folked Up Podcast, where live music matters and the community comes first. Today, I'm excited and honored to welcome the McGrath Project, an incredible live band from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We're going to hear how the band came together, explore the sound they've built, talk about their newest release, and find out what it's like performing in some of the music scenes in Texas. Most importantly, we're going to shine a well-deserved spotlight on the people, passion, and hard work behind the McGrath Project. Before we begin, I want to take a moment to recognize a few people who helped me find my calling as a content creator, and who continue to give me encouragement, knowledge, and the tools I need to do this job. DANO, host of the Cryptid Podcast, Josh, host of Mysteries Unknown, and Ashes, host of both Ashes, Antics, and the Boom Boom Room. These are 4 incredible shows led by some truly great people. Their support has meant more than they could probably realize, and I'm grateful to have them in my corner. If you haven't heard of their show yet, please take the time to check them out and give them a listen. Now it's time to turn up the spotlight, meet the band, and hear their story. Welcome to the Get Folked Up Podcast. This is the McGrath Project. Let's jump right in.
Hey Gary, how you doing today? I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to come on the podcast and talk about your band.
Definitely.
For people that haven't really heard you or are just discovering you, you want to give us a little lowdown about your sound?
The lowdown about the sound. Well, our bass player, who's my stepson, says it's good. That's usually his response when people ask him. He's like, "How does the band sound?" He's like, "Good." But and I've been getting a kick out of that, if you can't tell. We're Stephen Peoples from Rolling Stone said that our first record was classic rock for a new millennium, and that I kind of got behind because I could understand that. It's for those that really, it's not necessarily classic rock, but it has the elements of harmonies. It has all the elements of big, loud guitars. Nothing synthetic other than maybe a synthesizer, which kind of goes to that 70s glam rock thing, or even some of the new wave stuff from the 80s. But it's definitely kind of blues-based rock, lots of harmonies, and just fun. You have anything to add to it?
We certainly have some pop elements.
Pop elements, yes. Pop rocks and Coca-Cola.
Sounds like the full package for sure. Well, how long have you guys been playing together?
I started the band in 2005, but this current lineup has been about 3 years or so.
Excellent, man. That's really cool.
But our keyboard player's been in the band since 2006. So he and I have had 20 years together in this. And then our drummer has played with me off and on since 97, 98. So we're very familiar with each other's playing styles. So the new element is my wife and stepson, who've been kicking butt.
Yeah, excellent. Well, do you guys, do you have any artists or genres specifically that you would say influence your music the most?
You do.
I do, but I don't think anyone else hears that but me. People always think I'm joking, but John Denver, the Monkees, Foo Fighters. So imagine those 3 in a room. That'd be kind of funny, actually. I'd actually watch that. Anyway, but
yeah, hey, that's a good lineup. I like all 3 of them for sure. But I'm a big folk fanatic. So John Denver, I would say he's probably one of the first people that got me into the folk scene.
Yeah. I think, yeah, John Denver's music was something that my family had on all the time. When we would do family vacations, it was always the 8-track in the car, not to age me, but it's more the car than me. Remember that? We had John Denver's Greatest Hits Volume 1, 2, and 3 in there at all times. And that was, actually my brother and I'm the youngest out of 3. And my brother and I went to Vegas, and we got into a cab after a night of not feeling any pain. And a John Denver's song just happened to be playing on the radio in the cab, and he rolled the window down. We're like screaming it at the top of our lungs, which, yeah, we had a good time. If you're screaming John Denver down the main drag in Vegas, you definitely got one of the big drinks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I guarantee you. For sure. So you said, I know you guys are from the Dallas-Fort Worth area currently, but you guys are from California originally?
I was born and very young in Fort Worth, and I moved to Los Angeles in 2000 and moved back about 2015.
Okay. So you prefer the Texas lifestyle versus the West Coast?
I'm very translucent on that. My wife says I'm a completely different person on the West Coast. I don't see it, but she does. She just nods and
It's true.
and giggles. But
Well, I can relate with that.
I got a bigger culture shock moving back to Texas than I did moving to Los Angeles, though.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I would say there's a little bit more transcendence over in California and stuff, whereas Texas is kind of more set in its way and its lifestyle.
Well, Texas has its own rhythm about it. It's very laid back. You can actually mosey. You can take your time with a lot of things. And what's funny is in Texas, if someone opens the door for you, you acknowledge it, you say thank you, and it's kind of like, wow, someone opened the door for me. In Los Angeles, if someone opens the door for you, I was shocked because I'm like, I thought everyone just kind of walked around with their heads down. But no, people are overly polite because they're so terrified of offending someone, they just kind of go out of their way to not. And it's really kind of an odd thing. I mean, I watched someone open the door for someone, and this lady said, "Do you not think I could open the door for myself?" And he said, "Well, I thought I'd be nice." And there was just silence. And I just kind of snuck in the door since it was open and went, "Thank you," and just kept going. But
That's hilarious. No, I don't blame you. You can tell the difference from state to state. I've been to California, Arizona, all the way over on the West Coast. I haven't been much north or east, so I'm curious to try that out.
the Northeast is it's kind of like New Jersey to me is like what happens if you get a small town in Texas and all of a sudden they have a budget for their city.
Okay.
It's kind of, you have a lot of people that are down home. This is where I'm from. I'm very proud of my town. I'm very proud of my state. And then all of a sudden you notice it's just suburbia, because Jersey is nothing more than just a suburb of New York City.
Okay.
So it's like, if you've known anyone that's lived in the suburbs outside of a big city in any major state, that's kind of the whole state of New Jersey. They kind of look at Manhattan and be like, "Oh, we bow down to you," and it's just weird.
Yeah, that would be a different dynamic. I'm so used to the rural areas growing up in Arkansas. A big city here is probably just a blip on the radar for them. So,
well, we like all cities and towns, especially ones that have those places that say, if you eat the whole steak, it's free. I like those. I've never won. I still like them.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to try.
It doesn't hurt to try.
I was going to see if we could touch base real quick on your first single, because back in 2010, that got quite a bit of airplay, didn't it?
Yes. The second record, called "Love Is a Four-Letter Word," we put that out, and I got a call maybe about a month after we put the record out, asking me and this is like, the sun wasn't even up yet, and they were asking me if this was my correct address, and I was just like, who is this? What is this? And they said, your record's gone silver in the UK. And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then all of a sudden, about a week later, I get a package that I had signed for in the mail, and it had 5 gold records in it. And we got told by one of the radio stations that I was friends with that we had a song that was in the top 20.
Wow.
Coast to coast. And it was all kind of shocking to me. I'm like, who's promoting this? Who's doing this? Because I released it myself. There wasn't a record company. It was just me. And it turns out that our keyboard player was in Three Dog Night. Our bass player was in Vanilla Fudge and Cactus. And our drummer was in the Doobie Brothers. And all 4 of those websites promoted the record, saying these are what our members are up to now. This is their side project. And that's really what drove it. And so, I mean, I had to take the ego hit. It had nothing to do with me, but, that's okay. But it was that, gold by association. And it was kind of neat. And they were very sweet and gracious about it. And it was a fun moment to be, to see that, bucket list item / dream come true to check off.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. That's no little feat. And when people talk about celebrating the little victories, I would say that one could stick with you for a while, as a pat on the back, for sure, man.
Yeah, it's been 13 years. I still cling on to that one. I love that one.
Yeah, that's amazing. When I was reading up on it, I was like, man, I could just keep going. Like, I'm super impressed. I was born in Dallas. I didn't live there a long time. I moved back to Richardson for some time in grade school, but settled back in Arkansas. So
nice.
Yes, sir. But I was gonna say, what's it like being on tour and covering for some of these bigger bands?
It's neat because you'll have people that you might have, your best friend might have absolutely loved growing up, or your siblings really loved them, or you personally really loved them, and you see yourself on the bill, you talk to the powers that be, and you set everything up, and you're there, and then you walk backstage, and there they are, and then they know who you are, and they're like, oh, I loved your song at Soundcheck, and, or in my wife's case, Brianna, our singer, we did a couple of nights with Tiffany, and touring with her, and we did our sound check, and her band and Tiffany came up to me and said, where's your singer, where's your wife? And I went, she was on stage. And it's because she has a stage look of bright red hair on stage, and she didn't have all of the makeup and everything else on, and so they didn't know who she was. She kept asking, where is she? And she came out, she's like, hi guys, like, where were you? And she's like, oh, that was my double. I'm that big, I just have someone else do check, And it was just funny. She's like, did they really not know that was me? I'm like, no, they didn't. So those type of things are kind of surreal. But and then when you have other people, having the lead guitarist from Bon Jovi, call you up and ask you your opinion on his solo stuff, or having Gilby Clarke from Guns N' Roses, say, man, I love touring with you guys. You guys are great. And it's like, I actually had to practice because I had to make sure I wasn't outshined. It's like, oh, well, that's nice of you. I don't know if you really meant that or not, but it was a nice compliment.
Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't imagine being able to know that kind of level has your back whenever it comes to a situation like that. That's got to boost the confidence a little bit.
Well, it's interesting because Gilby and Phil X, the current lead guitarist for Bon Jovi, and I have been friends for about 22 years or so. And so when I finally said, hey, you guys want to do some shows together? They're like, oh, yeah, of course. It'd be great. It'd be like, because we all used to play at a bar in Los Angeles called the Cat Club, which was owned by Slim Jim Phantom of the Stray Cats. And on Thursday nights, Slim would have these big jams, and it would be guys from Guns N' Roses and Kiss and Cheap Trick and, Foo Fighters, and would all come there and just kind of play Rolling Stones covers and glam rock, David Bowie stuff. And Phil X's band, the Drills, would have the main headline slot before that kind of all-star jam, and then my band would open for him with the all-star lineup. So it became this kind of thing on Thursday nights to do, and it actually became a tourist track for them. You want to actually see celebrities, go to Thursday night at the Cat Club, and we did that for about 2 years, and it was pretty neat to kind of have that camaraderie. And I always felt like, that term, fake it till you make it. I'd walk in, I'm like, no one knows who I am. I'm just this kid from Texas. And no one ever asked. I was a peer. I was just one of them. So they would bring me up on jams, or in certain cases, Guns N' Roses was working on the Chinese Democracy album, and Dizzy Reed was like, oh, you work in the studios. Come record my keyboard parts for these 2 songs for Chinese Democracy. I'm like, oh, okay. So I got into the Guns N' Roses camp that way. And Eric Singer, the drummer for Kiss, said, would you like to come, to a Kiss rehearsal? And I ended up being the guitar teacher for Evan Stanley, Paul Stanley's son. Just
Wow.
little things like that. It was just kind of, oh, neat. And it's, my oldest brother kind of refers to me as, the real life Forrest Gump, just always at the right place at the right time. So you have no idea why you're there, but you're just kind of like, well, I'm here. Why not?
Let's talk about your new release. What's the story and inspiration behind that?
It was a challenge. We were given a challenge by our management to say, can you make a record in 6 weeks? Write it all new, record it, mix it, get it out in 6 weeks. And I said, yeah, I don't know if it'll be any good, but we can. Why? What's the deal? And they said, well, we want to submit you to an award. And we're like, oh, a little local Texas Music Award thing, or, one of those little internet things that's there. And they said, no, we want to submit you to the Grammys for 2027. They have all these new indie categories, and we want, the deadline is August 27th. You need the record out no later than August 27th to get on the ballot. So we went through, we wrote 19 songs that were, because part of the rules are you have to have something that has never been published before or covered by anyone. And so we wrote 19 songs, and then I pulled 5 songs from another, from just stuff I'd never released. So we had 24 songs to pick from. And I wrote one. I just went into my room and just kind of wrote it in like 25 minutes, and then took it to my wife and said, would you sing this? And she sang things back, changed a few words. She's like, well, this makes more sense to me to say this or that. And I said, okay. And she's like, well, can I change this note here? I'm like, of course you can. You're the one that has to do this. And we played it for our kids, and they're all like, that's a great song. I'm like, okay. Played it for the rest of the band. Like, oh, that's a really good song. And played it for some friends. Like, is that going to be the first single? We're like, sure. Why not? So that was the first one we actually worked on. And it was just kind of inspired by the fact that when people get happy, especially if they've been in a bad situation for a long time or a questionable one, they don't know how to take it, and they usually run, and I went through a very hard time and was a single parent, and my wife came into the fold, and she was one of those friends that I've had since the late 90s, and we've always been close. But I lived in Los Angeles for 15 years. She lived here, and we would always, get in contact somehow or the other. And she brought me out of that funk, and it was that whole thing of, do I really deserve this, being so conditioned to not? And that whole thing of, yep, I'll stay right here. Maybe I'll be okay. And she sings it far better than I do, so I love it.
There you go. Well, did that release, even though it was kind of rushed, did it inspire something that might change the trajectory of where you guys are headed?
Oh, absolutely. It got me out of the funk and writer's block to actually just kind of come up with a bunch of stuff. And It brought her into the writing fold, Brianna into the writing fold more, because normally she's just been, okay, tell me what to sing and I'll be happy to sing it. And when I was always encouraging, you need to add your 2 cents, she's like, I don't really write. I'd love to, but I don't really write. And then on this, she's like, I would. And so she ended up writing more on it. Our keyboard player ended up writing some stuff with us more, and it really kind of changed it to less like a solo project with, good people to an actual band project. And even our son, her son, my stepson, who's our bass player, really likes the record. And because it's the first one where he got to actually be a part of every stage of it, because the last record he only played on maybe 3 songs. And so it's really kind of changed that, and everyone's excited about taking it on the road. And we're going to go out in April and May with Nazareth for a national tour, and we're working with our booking agent now to try and get some other stuff. We might be out with Lou Gramm. We might be out with why am I blanking? Bad Company. I'm like, I can list the songs, and do stuff like that. We got an offer to do some other stuff in Spain and Greece with a big band from the 80s that we're trying to work out those details. So it's we're looking forward to a really busy 2027.
Wow, congratulations on that.
Yeah.
So my podcast is focused around really trying to bring the music community together to support you guys and to watch you grow and to be a part of that. Is a lot of this, is it pulling away from you getting out and performing live? I mean, because I know it's got to take a lot of your time.
No, actually, it's encouraging it. It's doing the opposite. It's like, okay, you now have a product, get out there and perform it. Get out there and perform it. And being able to go to all kinds of, smaller towns or what they call B markets or C markets, depending, it's all population based. And meet more local bands and more unknown bands and share the stages with them and get to learn from them, and they get to hopefully learn something positive from us. We're all about, because it's all sharing that thing that music, especially live music, isn't dead.
Yeah.
In a world of AI, it's kind of like, no, there's a pushback to that, and that pushback is people actually will go out and really, strum a guitar and really play real drums, really sing without auto-tune. Actually, I think that's one thing my wife and I are the most proud of, is that there's not one bit of auto-tune on any of our records. And I know that because I'm the one that mixes them.
That's excellent.
Well, I don't even own auto-tune, so it kind of helps. I mean,
well, I
can put it through a guitar tuner, but you won't hear
it. I first listened to the teaser that you had sent me.
Yeah.
I was running around showing everybody. I was really excited because, I mean, my viewers, they have a good taste of what it's like in Arkansas and this live, community and the vibe that it gives. But would you say, like, what's it like in Dallas-Fort Worth? I mean, it's a bigger venue, so.
Well, might be a bigger population, but the venues get smaller. People don't like to leave their area code, more or less. So you'll have people that will, I'd love to go see that band. Are they playing closer? I'm going to wait till they play closer. So it's always very community based. People don't like going 5 miles away from their home. And so when you have a metropolitan area that is the same size as Rhode Island, you're traveling a lot. Like, we'll drive maybe 2 hours to go to a local show, and we'll play there, and we'll have people come out that we haven't seen that know us from other venues, and like, it's so glad you came to our side of town. We're like, that's what it takes. Okay. So it's interesting to see that, and which is why when we do tour, it's fun to meet other local bands to kind of really build a sense of community, not just for the locals, but to also for those that see it as impossible to become a regional, or even more impossible to become a national, just to show that it can be done. It's highly possible. It's very doable. You just have to go do it.
Amen. Yep, well said. Do you have a song that kind of always that you guys play that always connects with the crowd?
Yes, we actually have a few, and we're really kind of proud of that. And it's one of which is a song called "Release Me" off the last record that has done very well for us. And when we perform that, especially when we're on the road with Tiffany, there's a line that says, "I don't care as long as you release me." And anytime Brianna sings it, the crowd goes nuts. And then we have, our largest single, which is called "Damned." A lot of people have related to that, and it's that whole, damned if you love me, damned if you don't kind of thing. And we're getting a lot of good feedback from Maybe I'll Be Okay. So we're excited to take that live and see if it connects with even more.
Yeah, exactly. So would you say when you're not performing or recording, do you guys still kind of hang out? Do you have that quality time together?
Oh yeah.
Or do you just kind of need your airspace?
No, we actually genuinely really like being around each other, and of course that's easy when 3 out of 5 of us are husband, wife, and son. And then with Dean, he's been a part of the band and resident uncle, he's for the last 20 years. And Andy and I have been friends since high school, so we genuinely really enjoy being around each other.
Are there more releases, videos, and collaborations in the near future?
Yeah, we'll be having a new single. It looks like every 6 to 7 weeks for at least the next, 24 weeks. So the next, 5-6 months.
Okay.
And then they'll probably have us tour the rest of that, and then have another album out after that. So we've had
Awesome.
people that have asked us. They're like, "Oh, we wanted to help with the artwork, or we wanted to help you with this," and we're like, "Well, this isn't our last record. Hang around. We'd love your help." So
there you go. Well, I'm glad to see the balls rolling on that.
Oh yeah.
While we're on
creating, so
yeah. Well, while we're kind of on the topic of the channels and stuff, do you want to let everybody know where they can find the music, like all your platforms and stuff?
Yeah, our Instagram is our main one that we look at. Everything else is kind of linked to that. So Instagram.com/the McGrath Project. And then that also is the same thing with Facebook. It's Facebook.com/the McGrath Project. YouTube is the same thing. TikTok, we're slowly getting into it. We really don't know what to do with it. It's very random and ADD at the moment, which is fine. That's kind of squirrel. X is kind of the same way. X has changed so much that we're like, we don't really know what to do with this. So everything's really kind of linked to Instagram. If you follow the Instagram, you'll see everything, and everything kind of cascades down, has the trickle-down effect from it.
Okay, good to know. I'll be able to.
Yeah, you can find all the music on Spotify and Apple Music, Amazon Music, iTunes. It's all over everywhere. We made sure that it's as plastered and easy to find as possible, so anybody can find it.
So what do you want people to remember about the McGrath Project after hearing your music or seeing you perform?
That they had a great time. Our job is to be entertainers, and hopefully for the 30 to 60 minutes we're on stage, to have those people forget about their troubles, enjoy their day, and hopefully find some more joy that they get to share.
Yeah.
Whether if it's a relatable song, whether it's a silly song, whether it's a rock and guitar solo by someone, that's okay. Whatever. As long as they get inspired to enjoy life. Yeah,
for sure, man. Well, is one of the main questions I like to ask all my guests is if there's one thing you can say to convince people to come out and see a live performance, what would that be?
My wife's really hot. See?
No.
Come see her sing. That's
We've
my favorite thing.
actually been told we sound better live than we do on our album.
Okay.
Showing me.
You're the singer of the band.
I'm just soccer mom today. I'm not performing. So that would be a big reason to come see us.
Okay.
Yeah, the live experience is fun. It's very interactive, and we have a good time.
That's great. I really appreciate it. Is there anything we didn't cover that you would like to, tell the listeners?
Album drops Friday.
Album drops Friday. So
Okay, excellent.
Full album drops on the 27th, where all the songs are there. And the album is really a radio show. We made little station IDs for a made-up radio station. We did little skits here and there. It's a fun little concept of what, old-time radio used to be.
Perfect. Okay, I can't wait to hear it.
So
Be a fun listen.
it's a nice, 42-minute listen. It's great. We're very
Okay, awesome. Well, I'll let you know. I'll give you my feedback as soon as I get done listening to it. And yeah, for sure. I was going to say, anytime you guys want to come back on the show and kind of promote any more releases or just say, hey, I'd love to have you on.
We'll do that. Absolutely.
Okay, great. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you guys.
Pleasure's ours. Thank you.
Sir, y'all have a great night and good luck in the future.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.